What is the worst the White Sox can finish in your mind this year? That is a fantastic question, Fayao. Is their TPP out?
Their TPP don't believe is out.
I don't think so.
I'll do a quick double check on if this will be out tomorrow or when. But
Fayao, they are one of the most interesting teams. I mean, they were legit World Series favorites last year. Legit. Trev picked them.
Yeah. You were on them.
Coming off of a year where he exactly predicted the World Series, so he really wanted to get it right. He picked the White Sox.
He gave it a lot of thought.
It seemed like they had a ton of talent and a clear path. They had a lame duck manager. I think that's fair to say at this point. I know Tony's in the hall. I mean, your weekly White Sox updates were they lost a game they should have won. Tony La Russa did something weird, and somebody got hurt. And I do think their injury bug got a little ignored last year. And by the way, down the stretch, they still had a chance. They had to win a series against Cleveland, and they were sitting okay. They got swept in White Sox fashion. So, I mean, look at the lineup. Tim Anderson, Luis Robert, Benny, Eloy, Moncada, Andrew Vaughn, Yasmani. Where's he at? I don't know. Even Elvis Andrus was good for them. He's back. And then you go to the rotation. Cease, Lynn, Giolito, Clevenger, who just got cleared.
He will be part of the team all year.
Of anything, so you gotta respect that process. I mean, it was weird when it happened. It was like an Instagram story, and
yeah.
So I don't know. Apparently, everyone researched it, and he's been full cleared. And Kopech, who's, I mean, just crazy talented. You watch that guy throw, and it looks different. Kendall Graveman, Aaron Bummer, Joe Kelly, Diekman, Roche at some point should be back this year from Tommy John, and Liam Hendricks is out
indefinitely. It sounds like he will return at some point this year, but it's an impossible situation to fully predict.
Yeah, so their worst case is third place in the Central. It would be a mix of injuries. It would be a mix of the Guardians are good, young, and should be getting better. The Twins made moves to hopefully improve their team. And it would be the White Sox having some of the same problems while they also lost Jose Abreu, who's been their best player for years. I mean, it's a massive year for the White Sox. Luis Robert, Eloy, and Yon Moncada. Who are you guys? Are you guys everyday studs? Because you guys seem to have the talent for that. Are you guys injured? Are you young? Are you not as good as some of your best? I don't know. The White Sox are a really tricky mental exercise. And man, like I guess I don't know. If you think you believe in the White Sox, like I would put a little on them to win the Central, because if they have a hot April, everyone will be back in. Like if they have
last year was weird, we're back.
If they have a 17-10 April, I think everyone's going to be like, "Oh boy, White Sox." So that's how much talent they have on their team. I do think their depth isn't good. They have one prospect. I remember us talking some Oscar Colas, another Cuban outfielder, so maybe he's something. Otherwise, their depth seems a little thin, and coming off an injury year, I guess I'd be a little worried about that. Where's Danny Mendick?
The Mets.
Nice. Nice. Talent wise, I think everyone had a change. I think everyone looked at their talent and thought they were with the elite. I think they're a step below that, but they still should be good. They're just coming off one of the more brutal seasons. So, let's see. Legal age to visit the warehouse. Jake Berger, I bet. Tom Ace, Blue Jays over 90 wins this year. I'm in a tricky spot with some of the top teams. The Blue Jays should be really good. Manoah's stats, you just can't even argue against. Although I think he's lined up for a little bit of shift regression, and we don't know what to do with that yet. It's something to watch.
Just kind of something league-wide.
Yeah, like we're just not sure how it's going to affect guys. Kevin Gossman is really good. Their question marks, Barrios and Kikuchi, if those guys flip the switch, they've got a great rotation. Like they've got a top blank rotation. Like if everything goes right, they could have a top 5 rotation. But Barrios and Kikuchi are massive wild cards. Like I know, I saw spring training tweets about them that they were like, yeah, they look good and he's throwing this more. All of that's fine and well in spring training, and then if the first start happens and Kikuchi goes 2.16 Ernie's, it's all out the window. So, I love Bassett. He's one of my favorite signings of the offseason. So Manoah, Gossman, Bassett, and then probably one of Barrios and Kikuchi clicks. So 90 wins. They won 92 last year. I think losing Teoscar is a bigger thing than they thought. They lost Stripling, who was good for them. But they brought in Varsho. Brandon Belt is sneaky, man. Like Brandon Belt could be good for them. I think I'm over. I forget, have we done their TPP?
Blue Jays? No,
I don't think so.
They are the next one we are recording.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm in on the Blue Jays. The part that's tricky is, obviously, I think the Yankees are going to be good. I guess my AL East math makes sense. I think the Yankees are going to be around where they were last year, which that can be anywhere from 94 wins to 104 wins, which that's pretty cool that I think that. The Blue Jays won 92 last year. I think there's a chance they're better. I think there's a chance they're around the same. The Rays won 86, and I think they're going to be better. I really do. They had the injury bug bad last year. Bad. The Orioles, people hate this. I think they're going to come down a little bit. I don't know what that means. 77 games. They won 83 last year. I think people know the Orioles are coming. I'm also very ready to be wrong about it. Like, the Orioles have called up their young talent, and they're supposed to be good. And what if Grayson Rodriguez is a dude? What if Gunnar Henderson is a dude? Like, I'm ready to eat crow on that. I just don't think they're going to be able to sneak up on anyone. And I do think the Red Sox are going to be better than 78 and 84. So I have 4 teams getting better in the AL East, or maybe staying the same with the Yankees. So when you say 90 wins with the Blue Jays, I think it's going to be close, but I would take the over. They're a good team. Vlad's like my, if not Shohei, MVP this year. I think he's just different. Are you a Jays guy, Beebs?
I like what they're doing. I believe in them for a regular season. Like I think I've got them over 90, but I'm just in a place with them where it's like, do it in the playoffs, and then I'll pick you to do it in the playoffs moving forward.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't in good faith make them my World Series pick at this point, especially with how big of wild cards their rotation is. But I believe in them generally speaking.
I mean, this is a sneaky. I know. I think Jimmy disagrees a little bit because they do have Varsho for a while, and I mean, it's not like Bichette and Vlad's contracts are running out, but this is a swing year for them, man. Like, are you guys going to be contenders for the next 3 years? Or if they throw up a playoff dud or, like, don't get there somehow, like, you kind of have to White Sox them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we've seen this recipe for a few years, and Vlad just turned 24. Bichette just turned 25. So, in a way, I'm being a little rude. But, you know, they went out and got Springer. He's 33 and a half now. They listed as that on Fangraphs. That's not how I would normally say someone's age. Matt Chapman is in a contract year. Like, let's not ignore who Matt Chapman is as a ball player. Like, Platty glove, 30 homers from third base. Like, you know, if they end up losing him, Springer gets a year older. Like, I don't know. This team just starts to feel different. I guess that being said, I think Vlad's going to be an MVP guy, so I think they're going to land in a good place this year. There's a lot of talent on that team, but this is a big year of how we respect them. And I do think they made their bullpen stronger, which their bullpen never scared you when Romano was hot.
They've just become a lot more reliable.
Swanson, Garcia, Bass, Meza, Simber, like those.
Yeah, Chad Green eventually.
Any of those guys I just mentioned could pitch a clean 8th inning.
Yeah, look for them to get another one at the deadline because I mean, kind of every contender you go add your deadline reliever.
And their starting pitching last year, 18th in ERA. You know, I think their starting pitching can be a little better.
Yeah, with Bassett.
I think their bullpen can feel better, or be a little scarier than it's been in past years. They are primed to have a big year. So I guess I'd be over that.
I do love Varsho for them.
As Tom Ace
kind
mentioned,
of was a perfect fit.
They're moving their fences. It's going to be interesting to see how those look. Bless you, Beebs.
Thank you.
All right. Unless anyone's got one at the buzzer, appreciate it. And I enjoyed doing a little Q&A again. Maybe we'll even put it out with the tweet, so we'll have some questions prepped, just so we don't get to this point. Knicks game tonight, win big.
Win big. Chance to be a trap game. I saw him ask earlier about a betting question on the Knicks. This Hornets game tonight, which was yesterday as you're listening to this, big chance for a trap game. Just, they've been rolling. One of these days, they got to come out flat. I think no Brunson again, so there's a chance.
And
I wouldn't gamble.
Feo had one more I missed. He asked about the Giants, who their TPP came out today. Finished same or worse than last year. Is Kapler in trouble? I'd say no. I think the Giants are trying to do things differently. We see that with how they treat veterans. I think they like Gabe. I think they think they have a special sauce, and Gabe executed that special sauce. So knowing that he can be that, I think they like him, and he's a part of that org. Now they were 500 last year, so if you get too far below that, people start getting loud. Also, I think Gabe can kind of hide behind their free agency, right? Like, they lost Rodon, they were supposed to get Judge, they were supposed to get Correa. Like, he's got excuses. I think they like him, and they operate a little differently. That I think he's fine.
I would think he has next year.
Got a little clout there.
That's go bad.
All right, guys. Appreciate you. Love amping it up with the ampersands. Huge week. 18 years old in Long Island, I bet. All right, guys. Thank you. Love you. Go sports. Go Yanks. Go Dogs. Frogs. Blogs.